All right, this speech is going to cover the topic of God and prayer in our schools. You know, without it, things look grim, I'm sure, as we all know. Ronald Reagan once stated, "I know that we all share a belief that all people, no matter where they live, have the right to freedom of religion. This is not a right that is any government to give or take away. It's our right from birth because we are all children of God." And just like, you know, teaching that children's lives in a nation are at stake. I mean, we see what's going on in society today with crime, you know, social issues, like, you know, you name it. We've all seen it. Liberty, I've studied the Old and New Testament, and you know, the Bible clearly states how important prayer is and how important worship is. It's God's will for us. It's what God wants. So we must be aggressive to do what we can to get this back in our schools, to make this the main thing in schools. I'm going to show some statistics of how social issues have declined, how things are getting worse. Then I'll make a couple suggestions of what we can probably do to combat this. And so in 1962, the famous Engel versus Vitale case, the Supreme Court ruled unconstitutional for state officials to compose school prayer and encourage its recitation. After 1963, after this was ruled by the Supreme Court, pregnancies in girls ages 15 to 19 went up 187% in the next 15 years. After 1963, divorce increased 300%. After 1963, violent crimes went up 544%. These are pretty outstanding numbers, and I think I believe it has something to do with what passed here and sweeping God under the rug. So we can physically see it happening, and you know, some of these issues we've all been touched by, whether it be divorce, crime. We've all been touched by it. We know somebody that's been touched by it. You know, the Bible teaches the importance of prayer and how it's God's will. You know, this is what, you know, God wants us to do, and prayer is for us to, you know, to go to God, to communicate when we have problems, pray for our friends and families, and, you know, in time of need. 1 Thessalonians 5:17, pray without ceasing. Matthew 5:44, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute. So, you know, we should pray for, you know, people's hearts who are in the wrong place. They can make a change. And, so my final point, you know, we as Christians, we need to pull together, you know, spring into action, be aggressive to, you know, get schools back on track, you know. Because if not, I got a feeling God's going to take his hand off this country and our schools. I think we're seeing some of that with these shootings and things going on like that. One thing we can do, you know, like I said, is pray hard, pray without ceasing. E. Bilheimer once stated, Satan doesn't care how many people read about prayer if only he can keep them from praying. So Satan's got his hand on it, you know. He's totally tugging against him. He doesn't want God in schools. Another thing we could do is vote. School board elected officials, you know, we can go out, we can vote, put our 2 cents in it, maybe get some people with biblical values, moral values into office, into the school, to try to get this, you know, back on track. We must do everything possible to get God and prayer back in school. And you know, so thanks again for coming out. I hope on your ride home that think about this prayer in school issue, and maintain the urgency to do something about it. So let's just keep praying about it. Thanks.